This next article from BuzzFeed, blanked out spots on China map help uncover Xi Jinping's concentration camps that they're sticking all the Uighur Muslims in. China's Baodu blanked out parts of its mapping platform. Baodu, I think B-A-I is Bao? No, Baudi? I don't know. We used those locations to find a network of buildings bearing the hallmark of prisons and internment camps in Xinjiang. Here's how we did it. So they had some spots that they had not shown you there. And so then they took those GPS coordinates and then they did what? It says in the summer of 2018, it became even harder for journalists to work effectively in Xinjiang, a far western region of China. We started to look at how we could use satellite imagery to investigate the camps where the Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities are being detained. At this time, we believe that there are around 1,200 camps in existence, while there are several dozen have been found. We wanted to try to catch the rest, so we can just see the pictures. We don't have to go too far into this. I would rather explain to you why China is Nazis. So they just took those blank map areas and then they took some other satellite imagery and then they discovered that they had concentration camps there. And so just a little bit of backstory. China has been engaging in cultural Marxism in the United States in multiple different forms. One of them, they've been using the Hollywood act. Okay, so in Hollywood films make a lot more money in China. Chinese government has been subsidizing these bad films where they replace a badass movie character who is a white male with a Wham-Man or a Wafrican American, a Wajin or a Kleenex. And they bomb in America because the movies suck. But China, the Chinese Nazi Party, will subsidize these bad movies. And they're doing it because it's a form of cultural Marxism. Their goal is they want to remove the racist white man from North America because it's the racist white man that is preventing the minorities from getting all of the white man's money. And so what China is National Socialist now because they have hundreds of millions of impoverished Chinese out in the countryside. They pretend like they have a lot of money, but that's not true. They only have it because they have such a steep social hierarchy, such a huge difference between the people at the bottom, the farmers, and the people in the city, that there's no way that they could live an American lifestyle with having more than a billion people. So only a small portion of those people can live a Western lifestyle. And this is a steep social hierarchy. That's why they're Nazi. Well, there's more reasons too. They have millions of Uighur Muslims in concentration camps. They have a authoritarian dictator who looks just like Winnie the Pooh, and he has very thin skin. And Xi Jinping cannot take it when you bring up that he looks like Winnie the Pooh, hence the Pooh Bears. And he has such thin skin, they banned Winnie the Pooh from China. Not even joking. It's insane. That's how thin a skin this guy has. So they have filthy, stinking, rich Asians. The income disparity is great. The Chinese Nazi Party, they have a in-group that it's not like a... Communism is supposed to be community control. There's supposed to be 4 tiers. There's supposed to be farmers, artisans, soldiers, and government workers. And then that's why it's the far left, because it's the flattest social hierarchy that you can have. So they know that these Uyghur Muslims... Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I almost forgot. They also are attempting to be the world's #1 superpower. And the Chinese Nazi Party, they have a stranglehold on the country. You can't go from the impoverished group up to the artisans and soldiers and the government. You can't get up to the government because they have an authoritarian system, and they have a surveillance state where they control everything. And it's because if the Chinese people actually knew everything about the history, the cultural de-evolution, they don't know about this stuff. Their internet is completely rigged. They have their own version of Wikipedia. Their Wikipedia, that's why I do WikiSpy, a tool to monitor WikiLeaks sites for tampering by hostile agents and foreign powers. We are going to be comparing our wiki to their wiki, and then we'll show you what is different and what is the same. And there's a bunch of tools that I have that will be able to reveal every single Chinese spy on Wikipedia. But they know for a fact if they allow these Uighur Muslims to exist, that their culture will take over. And so they can't let that take over, because if they know if you change the language, then you change the culture. And so this is why they prop up bad movies that are anti-racist, that they prop up specific actors that they know will preach against illegal or for immigration and prevent us from enforcing our immigration laws. And that's because the Chinese Nazi Party is conducting a cyber warfare operation on us. And they want to remove the white people from our land. And if you replace the English language with the Spanish language, you change the language, you change the culture. It's cultural Marxism is what they're doing. It's subsidized by Hollywood. Cultural Marxism coming to a theater near you. And so it's pretty ironic that they are openly advocating that we and writing nonstop hit pieces about how we're racist white males for preventing for enforcing our immigration laws. And it's because they know all about the birth rates. They know all about the how to wipe out cultures, because they did the cultural de-evolution. They are the inventors of cultural Marxism. They've slaughtered over 60 million people with cultural Marxism in China alone. So to think that they would not do it here is insane. It's absolutely a cyber warfare operation, and we have to take them out. You have to not buy from China anymore. I know that can be hard when you're poor, and we do have to, it's not going to happen overnight, but you're going to have to stop buying stuff from them. You're going to need to buy stuff made in America. It might cost a little bit more money, but over time, we're going to have better jobs, and the money won't matter. When we outsource everything to China, and the prices that we can sell for are based off of what the Chinese government subsidizes, because the reason why we're getting such cheap stuff from them is because they subsidize it, because they're trying to get our manufacturing sector. They want to take all of our wealth so they can be the world's #1 superpower. So we have to decouple from them. We cannot allow them to control TikTok. TikTok is a massive spy tool and a brainwashing tool that has radicalized children. They've been illegally collecting data on children under the age of 14 in violation of COPPA. And they've been using that information. They've been giving that information to the Chinese Nazi Party to engage in espionage against our people and in a massive deception, disinformation, and brainwashing campaign, where they basically, it's just like the way that they put these posts up in social media, and they make you happy, sad, mad, angry, depressed, curious. They do it just like you're going to watch a movie. They take the clips, they spin them out of context. They show you they show you some part of a clip of something to make not show you the full story. Then they'll show you a post of somebody who said they watched the video, they agreed with it, and then they get you to interact with this person. And then what they start to clip these things together, and they form a narrative, and they are able to completely brainwash you, control your mind, and they can trigger race riots with it. It's a massive cyber weapon. We have to shut it down immediately. TikTok cannot exist in America. Our systems are completely fundamentally incompatible. We cannot do business with them. We need to liberate the people of Hong Kong. Chinese Nazi Party knows that Hong Kong is probably going to be an independent state. They are willing to give it up because they have so many problems. They overstretched with the Belt and Road Initiative. They gave away too much money. They didn't have very much money in the beginning. So they could topple really quickly, and they know that. So they have a national security law in Hong Kong where you cannot encourage the people of Hong Kong to commit sedition and overthrow the dictator Winnie the Pooh and bring democracy to Hong Kong. And it's extraterritorial. So if you say this in the United States, you are now a wanted criminal in China. You can now own a business over there. And so I am a wanted criminal in China. And that is incredibly scary that they do that. So you need to advocate on social media, everywhere that you go, that the people of Hong Kong overthrow the dictator Winnie the Pooh and bring democracy to Hong Kong. And don't forget about Thailand. Or Taiwan, sorry. Thailand's not Chinese. They're run by a monarchy. But Taiwan is still under control of the Chinese Nazi Party. So we need to keep those people in our thoughts and prayers. They are good people. They are brilliant people. They work really hard. They have a lot to give this world, and they are having life sucked out of them, and they are being oppressed and dominated by the Chinese Nazi Party. And the one way that we can help them is by having everyone in the world advocate for bring democracy to Taiwan and Hong Kong. And once they do that, then the Chinese Nazi Party can no longer enforce this extraterritorial national security law because everybody is saying it. So they can't do anything about it. Mass civil disobedience.